Awesome. There is nothing but a clean shave to basically start the day, start the 27th of May 2022. And it's certainly been an uneventful morning. Still have yet to get breakfast. I'm sure the viewer is probably a YouTube quality checker. I I always have like one view at a time. Anyways, following up on what I'll do today is basically like when I'm thinking about exactly what I did today, it's nothing. Besides, it's just waking up from the morning, waking up from bed right now, and thinking about my next move, my next steps to do. I definitely have something planned ahead, like later on for the future. But right now, when there's no events, I always tend to always like pipeline my stuff, one thing at a time. I really can't disclose all my plans because well, this is YouTube, this is the internet, and yeah, who cares? Who really gives the time to care about somebody else's activities? Um, it is 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm searching right now through my brain and looking for exactly what sort of content I should produce or what sort of thing I should bring out. Like, it is certainly tough to think about, but it's also something comparatively easy to bring up. I could talk about ethical choices. Haven't really gone to college to learn about more about ethics, but yeah, I've watched enough YouTube videos to know exactly that ethical problems can usually be frustrating because they sometimes have no definite solution because there is so many ways in which you can solve an ethical problem. And of course, the famous one that we all know about, I think everybody has heard about, is the trolley problem, you know, which you put people on the rail rack, and let's say you manipulate the variables in many different ways, you still get no right answer. You have one man on one rail, and he has a family of 10 to feed, and you have on the other rail a single man which is yet to get married, has a fiancée. Which one do you pick? Of course, you can manipulate the variables in so many different ways. And no matter what I think about, like if you give me that sort of problem, I jump out of the train. Like that is my quickest solution. And yes, it is similar to freezing up, but rather than be on the train and later on tell myself I could have done something, I avoid the whole problem overall by jumping off of the train and saying I couldn't have done anything because I was not on the train. But that's just me self rationalizing and evading the problem. That's just one way to avoid the trolley problem. Um, Coupled with many other factors, ethical problems are just really, I don't know the word for it, but yeah, I wouldn't say it. Um, my mindset today is a little bit more scattered than the others, but I more or less have a straight objective, especially to where I'm going. In a few couple of days, maybe I'll start learning some programming. And yeah, I already know the basics for understanding the language and the syntax. Haven't just had a creative insight on basically where to start. Like if you tell me Valentine, for example, you tell me, hey, Valentine, make an application that displays a particular set of numbers when an equation is being used. If it's an equation, obviously you just need to find the formula first. If it's a graph, you need to find the right UI, which is the user interface. Definitely, I'm very bad at graphical interface. I still need to learn the code for Katinka and also need to learn the code for PyCharm. Although PyCharm is rarely used, I just, in fact, I don't really want to use it much. And Katinka is uh, a little bit difficult for me to use right now. I know it's the syntax are there all online, so anybody can just pick it, review, and magically do their stuff. I really have personally the resources to do so, and compared to my excuses of years before, which was not having the resources, not having the right tools to do so, such as the internet, and also not having the right space and time to do so. Yeah, right now I have the right space, which is this whole room. Barely have anybody to interrupt any processes. And yeah, it's very difficult for me to lay out the plan. I think my advice out there to anybody that's watching video is when you want to lay out the plan is rather than put it on a media in which you're not used to, because me, I'm used to having sticky notes or papers or something written and pasted on the wall. That is my own way of remembering, or more or less putting myself on a strict program. Because if I don't see a constant reminder of something, my days go by pretty fast. And when I have something to do, it's always pretty slow because I'm spending every instant racking my brain, and yeah, it really helps. Like I said, the only slight disadvantage is when I start thinking too much, I literally dig into my head. That was one thing someone noticed about me a year back, a couple of years back. I really just never noticed that I always had the habit of digging into my head when I'm thinking. Yeah. So my plan today is go to work, come back, and also while going to work, I'll also see if I can get a leave for a week, mainly to sort out things and put them back like on track, which has not really been easy because well, moving into a new home, I was like, it's just me moving and it's very simple and stuff like that. But I've not really had a day off in which I can sit down and organize my things. And the room still looks plain. Honestly, it's just still the bed and my table is still full of stuff. And some of the stuff is not even out of the basket yet. So stress. So I'm pretty sure I've covered a lot of things. And honestly, I don't even know what I've been talking about. But this video is out there. Whoever watches it, whoever is listening to it, you probably never learned anything from it. So it's just me rambling. You have a good day.